Hello. All right, it works. So let's just wait on a few people to come, and then we'll start the webinar. Hmm. Maybe Jason is gonna come, so I'll wait for Jason. Can someone type something in chat just to know if someone is watching, so I can start? That's the noise of the shaker, the party shaker. All right, I'll start, and as people come in, I guess I'll just answer the questions. So yeah, welcome everyone. This is the weekly webinar for the stock market from the week for the next week. I hope everyone is doing well and is getting ready for the New Year's. Um, and yeah, we'll just cover what happened last week. So we were saying short on Oracle. How is this one playing out? Pretty well so far. Pretty well. We had a gap up on earnings, but it got immediately rejected. It actually created the a three-wave pattern, right? And this is a strategy that I called a gap and crap, where you gap up within the expected range. Again, same thing as CMG, same thing as I've shown in the first webinar, same thing as maybe I think it was BKNG. Yeah, BKNG. We use that strategy as well, and yeah, many others. And this one, the same thing. I was short before ER because it could have dropped on ER, but it doesn't matter. This is a huge short, and you should be in. So if you're in, great for you because this is going to die. All right, this is going all the way to 12. All right, so yeah, this one is playing out perfectly. Avgo is also playing out perfectly. Don't miss this short because that's a lot of money from 260. I won't say the position we're in, but it's a put option very far out, and we're looking for a huge tank on this one as well. So you should be in this this short. Also, healthcare we identified as being a short candidate last Sunday. So we're in the ILMN short, right? Because this is very simple, right? Spike. And what do you get after a spike? You get a three wave. 1, 2, 3. And then you get the next spike. So this is shout outs to my boy Samsung Galaxy uh, for pointing that out on Discord. We are short because he was like, "Yo, look at this company and this." And as soon as I saw this, it was it was around the 330 mark, right? Yeah, it was right here at 331, and we're short from here, right? Yeah, this is just going even lower, right? All right, so yeah, this is a very nice short, the same pattern as ISRJ. G. So this, you see this three wave. This is a expanding flat, which is kind of meh because I would expect it to just do this and then tank, but we slightly broke the high. Nonetheless, it's still a short pattern. Other trades, S&P. As soon as we got this three wave right here, and the thing is that right now we're creating a down. How can I say this? We're in a downtrend. So as soon as we're in a downtrend, what I tell my people to do is just basically draw a trend line, and as soon as you see a drop, wait for a three wave near the trend line, and then short near the trend line, because then you have a very good R2R short. All right, because you know that there's momentum to the downside, but you're waiting for a pattern before shorting it, right? Now this trade was difficult because of what happened on the 1 minute. You all of you guys remember the all of you guys probably were seeing this. So you see what happened there. It had this sharp move up, but I think I've posted this on many channels. The thing is that in bear markets, and comes from this is a quote from Jack D. Schwager from the book Market Wizard. So the way bear markets work is that they have sharp counter trends, right? You see how sharp this is, yet it still tanks. So the characteristics of a bear market is that they have sharp counter trends and then huge down moves. Okay. Now this thing we saw, nice short right there, and also this was a nice call by me, because here I was on Friday, because this was Friday, right? When we had this large pump before the open on coreable goods, but it didn't matter because again, large sharp counter trends to the upside, but we still come tank. So everybody was like, "Yo, Dragos, what is happening to your Amazon puts? What is happening to your Amazon weeklies? It's Amazon is up. Yo, Dragos, Amazon is up $12 overnight. What are you gonna do with your puts? I'm gonna hold. If 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 I know we're in a downtrend, and remember, down moves happen really fast. So if I know that we're in a downtrend, I'd want to hold my puts, and I held my puts, and I got out right there for a nice profit, because I exited some of the puts right there because I was afraid of this three wave. So I was out of some of the 1400 Ps we were in, because we got in at $3, and we got out for at 450 right there. And then as soon as it gapped up, I was down $200 on another contract, but it immediately tanked. And yeah, we rode it all the way down, and we sold one for 6. And then what happened there? We were waiting for this sharp move. It even happens on the 1 minute, guys. It happens on the 1 minute chart. Let me go on the live broadcast. All right. So if you have questions, you can post them on YouTube. So yeah, you have sharp counter trends, but you still come lower, right? You see what happened. Sharp counter trends, you come lower. So in here, I was calling a short on Amazon at 1020, and the contracts I took were the 1400 piece for $1.46.44, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I rode some of them and sold them for, I think it was $8 approximately. So this was my week. Also, Netflix was a good short, and many others. Facebook as well. Nice call by Krunker on that one. But yeah, basically the pattern that I gave out completed, and yeah, this huge pattern is probably completed. And as soon as I saw this tank, I was like, guys, chase the downside, because this is gonna tank like it did on ER, right? So the target on Facebook is $80. Okay, so this pattern, which is called a running flat with a very long B wave, is just which is called an infinity B wave, which we call, then this is going to go lower. All right. So let's go on the indices. So my thoughts for the indices is that it's clearly in a downtrend. So of course you have to short all the three waves you see. So yeah, hopefully we get a nice pattern right there, up for another short. But at any point, be careful, because like I said, sharp counter trends, guys. Sharp up moves to counter trends. So at any point around this area, we might get this, right? We might get this before the next tank. Okay. Oops. We might get this, a very sharp counter trend before the next tank. Okay. This is the characteristics of bear markets. So you have to consider this possibility at any point. Okay. It's going to be very wild and very sharp. And this is coming. This is coming because I have some patterns on the yen that say that the yen might die soon. And if the yen dies, then the market is going to go up. So, yeah, look for that one. Look for this wave. NQ, very, very simple. I mean, this is just beautiful. The pattern that I um, highlighted on the first webinar completed, and you had this huge short, right? So it's very, very easy. um, so yeah, S&P, watch out for that huge upwave before the next tank. S&P, same thing, right? So, and also you have to ask yourself, well, Dragos, are we going to go higher now? And here I was looking at this as being a potential three wave. So at least we got the move down to retest Feb lows, which we were looking for a long while. Throughout this whole summer, we were looking at this down move, and we actually broke. So now the question is that, are we actually going higher on the bigger time frame? And it's the answer is going to come as soon as we see this wave and we see the next break. That we're going to have the answer. Are we that if we are actually going to go higher, or if we're going to go lower? Because this could still be this pattern, this expanding pattern for one more up. But as soon as we see this sharp up wave, then we're going to see if we're actually going down, and this is going to be confirmed by the break of this low, or are we going to go higher here, right? And this is probably going to get clearer if we get a sideways around here, right, for this move up. But for now, I don't know. We need more clues, right? This is where you need to let the market give you more clues. But for now, for sure, the onus is on the short side. Now, I did get some calls end of day because I'm expecting a bounce, but we'll see. It's just very speculative. I'm not in a big, but yeah, I do feel like maybe we get this move by next week, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, guys. Also, I want to cover AMD. So if you look in my first webinar, it's very simple. I highlighted this pattern. I was thinking maybe this, but it came a little bit higher. It doesn't really matter. The pattern is still intact, and we're actually going for this and then this, right? So AMD all the way to 11 and 9 before the next buy, right? Before the next huge up move. Uh, yeah. So let's cover the stocks quickly. I'm gonna drink some water in the at the same time. And also, guys, by the way, if you look at the monthly time frame, look at this trend line. Okay, so just be wary of this trend line. So as soon as the market comes around this area, draw a trend line, because this could be a monthly trend. So if it's still a monthly trend, you're expecting a bounce around that area, right? Whatever it is or whatever it means, then you're still looking for a bounce around this area. The market is never going to just go down like this, right? It's not going to 1,000 in a month, but we're going to see bounces. We're going to see this. So you can expect a bounce around this area. So watch it, okay? All right, let's do IWM. IWM, just huge tank. Nothing else to say here. Just look at this trend line again for a bounce, but this doesn't look good at all. INTC. So INTC is very special. I think this one is actually going for the break of this low that we were expecting. So the pattern just got bigger, I guess. Um, and this is actually the three wave that we should have been looking at. So yep, this was a more complex pattern in here, and yeah, but it just got really complex, and now we're actually going to go down for this wave, right? So we're still gonna get this break of this low um, for the bigger correction, right? So look at that one. Nvidia, uh, keep on shorting this one. This is a very nice one to short. So yep, but we at any point we might bounce, but it does look good for the short. Just wait a second, guys. I'll have to stop the stream for a second because I'm getting called by my dad. So just wait a second. Let me see how I do this. All right, just wait a second, guys. I'm gonna tell my dad that I'm streaming, and I'll be back. All right, sorry guys. So yeah, Nvidia still a short. So yeah, I mean this one is just in a big downtrend. And this is just a classic example of too big to fail. But obviously this is hindsight, right? But what I'm looking at is just more downside, probably to 80, 60 before the next leg up. Actually, if you look at what happened in 2008, it's actually probably going to do this, right? So you have a huge up move. You have a huge, and this is similar to AMD, and I'll like I said again, I'll have to do a webinar on this. So this is similar to what's happening right now, right? We had this huge up move. So look at the monthly, right? We have this huge up move that gets totally out of hand, and then we start to drop. And at any point, the dropping is going to get stalled until the next up move, right? So similar to what's going to happen right now. And by the way, I'm sorry guys for the interruption. Similar to we're gonna get the similar move, but on a larger time scale, right? So at any point, this move is going to get stalled, and then we're going to go up for the next one, right? Okay. But you need to see this stalling. So until then, we're just going to get to make lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But at any point, we're going to go up. But this is just crazy, man. Like this is very crazy because I know some people on CNBC were calling this to be a buy around this area. Like it's just crazy, man. It's just yeah, it's just how people don't really understand the financial market. And I'm not saying that I saw this move coming, right? I'm not saying this. I thought, okay, we might get a smaller correction and we're going to go higher. But no, we came all the way down. So yeah, it's just very interesting. MU, nice three wave right there, like I pointed out earlier. Didn't complete, so it was actually a tough one. But yeah, it's still in the downtrend, so short. AMD, AMD, very nice. We're in this short, so look for that one. SMH, three wave. Nothing else to add here. Three wave, short. Right. This is why we're in AMD. This is why we're in many things, and this is just going to die. Netflix is a bit different. We had a nice three wave on the 5 minute right there. So if you shorted that, you're doing an amazing job, right? So if you took that short on the three wave right there on the 5 minute, wait, on the 1 hour maybe, yeah, you're doing an amazing job. I was chasing the momentum around here, right? So as soon as I saw a counter trend up, I was in some 250p's. Got them on Friday for what was it, 58 cents, I think. Yeah, 58 cents with Senshoen, and we sold them for around $2. So that was a massive trade. Uh, And yeah, just very, very simple stuff. So what I'm looking at right now on Netflix is maybe a retest of this trend line, and then we get this bounce that I was talking about, this bounce that I was talking about to match this up move, right? To match this up move right there. And as soon as we get this matching up move, then we can go for the bigger down wave, right? For spike, sideways, and then spike. Okay. Now, if we go on a more psychological aspect of trading, my thinking right now is that all these, wherever the craziness in January started, right, for this move up, all the blue chips are going to come down and retest where everything started to go crazy. So if you look where January started, it was around this area for Netflix, right? So it was at 180, 190, yeah, 190, 190 about, right? So I think Netflix is going all the way down to 190, right, to retest where the craziness happened, right? Because every parabolic move eventually comes back down. Okay, that's why I was short. Every parabolic move comes back down. That's why I was short Netflix right here for ER. That's why I was short Netflix right here. Um, I didn't take this short because this was messy, but I saw this potentially. But yeah. All right, let's go on to Apple. So Apple, well, this one basically is very, very disgusting because yeah, it's just we were in the short right there, but this is a classic example of, yes, we see the short, but it's a tough one to trade because again, these sharp counter trends, right, before the next tank, sharp counter trend before the next tank, sharp counter trend before the next tank. It's just very, very different because when we're in a bull market, we get sharp up moves and the down moves are very, very tiny, and then we go for the next one. So it's very consistent. While in bear markets, you see these huge down moves and then these huge reversals, and you're like, oh, we might go back up now. Well, no, we're actually going lower. So this is very interesting to see, and it was actually quoted in Jack D. Schwager's book. So yeah, all right. Let's see if there's any questions in on Discord. So let me just open Discord. Um. So okay, we talking markets? Yes. All right. No questions here. No questions there. Okay, cool. So I'll continue. All right, Amazon. So Amazon, it's very simple. Look at the first webinar. 1, 2, 3, tank. I mean, this is for you, Sing, man. This is for you. Did it happen? Did it happen? Yes. So I'm hoping you're making a lot of money on those puts, man, because this was textbook, right? This was textbook. So again, where did the craziness happen on Amazon? It was right when it had this huge ER. This is why I'm calling Amazon 900 because I'm thinking it's gonna eat all this move. It's gonna go all the way down to 900. Okay, so we're talking, if you guys want to talk price targets and all that stuff, 900 is what I'm looking at right now. Google. So Google, again, I was short Google around this area, right? I was calling for a Google crash. It happened. So I'm very proud of that one. And it's not even a crash. I just think it's just a deep correction, right? It's just how you want to see it. But yeah, so again, if you look at the first webinar, what did we get here? We got the 1, 2, 3 for a tank, right? And it's happening right now. So I know some of my guys are in the short from here. As soon as it broke this, we exited our calls and we were in the short for Google's. So it's very simple. And like I said, this is probably going to end up being a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get this huge correction to the upside, this big, big, big correction, 1, 2, 3, before the next tank. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna have to look at that. Facebook, very simple. So like I said, this this huge running flat is completed. So this is why I was calling, yo, chase the short on Facebook, chase the short on Facebook. And by the way, shout outs to Crunk. MSFT, it couldn't get more that easy. 1, 2, 3, and then tank like we highlighted in the first webinar, and it's happening. So yep, Baba. So Baba just going lower here, similar to Facebook, but this up move was a little bit sharp. But we did see this down move come, and this is just trending to the downside. So if you see this a nice correction, keep on shorting, right? I don't know where Baba is heading, and I honestly don't care. But and honestly, the way Baba is going to reverse is when S&P is going to reverse. But for now, it ain't going to do anything. Baidu is just collapsing, so you can it doesn't have any strength. It keeps on spiking up and getting rejected. So as soon as you see this is what ensues. I was looking for a deeper correction. I never got it. So as soon as you see these wild spikes up that get rejected, and you see this 4 hour being weak, you can take a short for sure. You can take a short, and we're actually going to my target of 150, right? Of 120, sorry. So yeah. All right. So we're actually going to 120, and as soon as we get to 120, we can look for this huge up move all the way to 500, right? Because then we get this huge spike up, and then what do we get after a spike up? We get a 1, 2, 3 for a next spike, right? It's just the laws of complex systems, my friend. The laws of what's it called? Chaos theory. Okay. So the way a complex systems gets out of chaos is through a three-wave, right? Three-wave action, three-wave correction. Okay. It's either a 3 or a 5. Okay. YY downside, IQ downside. I really thought this was some kind of ending pattern, but no, it's just a pump and dump. So I guess short this, but at this point I wouldn't even touch it. It's just very interesting. I didn't think this would happen, but it did. So yeah, you only come to the realization that this is what's happening after the move happened, right? Because you're always like, oh man, Chinets are so cheap, but this is actually a case where IQ could go even lower, right? It's possible it can go lower because the market is so weak. Nobody wants IQ in this kind of market, right? Nobody wants high growth tech, high growth companies in this environment. Huya, same thing. Bizun, same thing, right? Short. Momo, short. All right, I called this short to retest this trend line, and it's happening, right? I was calling for something like a gap and crap strategy here. It didn't happen, but still, we got this down move, right? So this is what I wanted on Oracle. I actually wanted the gap and crap not to happen and for Oracle to just tank on ER, but it's fine because we got a strategy by Josh T, who uh, conducted a strategy which um, was really good for the downside. Okay. PDD, same thing. So we're just going through these very. Oh, so I called the short on this one. So if you're in, very nice. WB, again, we're going lower. JD, nice pump on news, but still too weak. Neo, downside. BKNG, downside. It's a shame that I wasn't able to hold through any shorts on this one, but yeah. But now, and this is very interesting. If you want to short BKNG, I draw your attention to a similar business, but the short is much more appealing. Look at this huge short, right? This one, TRIP. This one is a fantastic short. Instead of BKNG, look at this one. Okay, same business model, same industry, but you want to be short this one instead of BKNG. This one has a lot more meat. CMG downside, I guess. I guess I was wrong about this completely. And this one we'll have to look at the higher time frame to see if this was just a correction for the next move down um, on the bigger time frame. So yeah, I think right now we might want to retest. It's gonna be tough. For now, I can't say anything. I would need to wait. Like, here's the thing, guys. I don't if I can't see. There's many ways in which this develops. Because if it comes all the way here, I would expect it to go one more up before to create a three wave, right? To create a three-wave pattern before the next down move, right? So there's many ways in which I see this developing. So I don't want to take any positions here. I'm just gonna wait. Okay. Tesla. So Tesla is just following all the moves that we were indicating in the last webinar. So what did I say last webinar? I said look at the way these patterns are developing, guys. You get sharp. Okay. So I actually drew this already, but let me redraw. So okay, let's do this together. Sharp up, down, big down move, all the way back up, slightly break the previous high or low, goes all the way back down, sharp down move, back up, back down, slightly break this low, all the way back up, down, and what do you think is gonna happen now? All the way back up, slightly break this, make everybody think that we're going to 420, right? Like Elon said. Then CNBC is gonna say, "Oh, 420, the dream has come true." And what are they gonna do? They're gonna short it to hell. All right. So this is playing out perfectly. If you're in the short, then you're doing something right. So, but now you need to exit the short because it's likely we're going all the way back up, right? So yep. Uh, this is playing out perfectly like we highlighted in the previous webinar, right? So look for this up move, and then we're going for this similar down move right here. And if you study Elliott wave, which I'm not an Elliott wave trader. I'm a wave trader because I just look at the patterns instead of counting because it's just too time consuming. But Elliott wavers would call this the WXY, right? So yeah, where you have an inner flat pattern inside of the bigger three-wave correction, because then you have this 1, 2, 3, but inside you have a 1, 2, 3, which has three. It's a triple three, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's a bunch of three waves inside of three waves inside of three waves, which which is similar to a limbo pattern, right? All right, BAC downside, man. Come on. If you know me, you know that I'm already in those GS 100Ps. It's just total downside. So this is what I'm thinking about BAC. It's just banks are horrible, man. Banks are the worst sector ever. Over leveraged traders. So WFC downside. Nothing to say here. All the way down to 20. JPM downside. I don't know where JPM is going to though. This is a very special one. But yeah, DB downside. Eventually it's gonna go back up, I think, but for now downside. Citigroup has actually a very nice bear flag on the monthly. So this could go all the way down to like 0. It's possible. I don't know why, but if you're looking at this as a bear flag, then it should come break this, right? It's crazy to say this, but it's possible. But anyway, watch what it does when it retests this trend line. GS is perfect. This is why I'm in this position. So this is a very simple one. So it's going to go all the way here eventually. Maybe not tomorrow, but eventually, right? So the 100Ps is the Christmas present, not the 300Cs, right? Disney, if you watched the first webinar that I made, um, yeah, you understand that this is a very nice short because, and if you look at the GS pattern, you see that this is a short. So yeah, as soon as it's, you know, I see a lot of people were buying calls around here. It's total a very very big mistake, because you're at the high, dude. You're at a high. Got immediately rejected. Me and Neil were short right here. I was in 100 Ps for January, and I should have kept them. Neil's like, Dragos, you understand the way charts work, but you suck at trading, right? So yeah, we were in the short right there. I didn't hold it. I made like 300, 400% on some 13 cent contracts, the 100 Ps. But eventually the move happened. And yeah, but this is one of the things that's key. I'm not saying that this is this is a very tough market to trade because, again, the sharp up moves really create confusion, but it's still a short. Comcast, short this. It's going to break 30 maybe, for a three wave before the next up move, but this is definitely going down. QCOM, downside. You see this, what I was saying in my first webinar, so just short this. It's going all the way down to the 40s. So this is just, yeah, this is going to be in this sideways. QCOM is going to be in this sideways for a long time. Okay, guys? Oracle, this is a chart of the month, chart of the year, maybe 2019. Don't miss this short, please, guys. I'm already in the short, but please don't miss this, right? If you like, this is where trading gets into a different realm. All right. So if when you have a lot of experience in trading, you've made money, you absolutely need to take this short because it has a lot of this short. If you hit it, could be a huge confidence booster. All right. If you hit this short, it can be a massive confidence booster, and the risks are so low. If you take a 30p for like what, February or March, it's you pay like 10 cents or 20 cents, right? And if you don't hit it, you don't hit it. But if you do hit it, then man, you understand how charts work. This is why I want everybody to take some meat in this play because it's a good one. All right. But remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is totally for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, so please don't take my recommendations as I know what I'm doing. I don't even know what to say, but yeah, you guys understand what I mean, right? Uh, just have a little. This is a good. This is what I'm looking at. All right, do choose whatever you want to do, but this is a very very good chart to keep in mind. Okay. All right. IBM. Yep. So IBM huge short coming. So that was said last year. It's just a huge short. So if you're in, good. If you're not, then just take anything. It's good. Uh, so after a huge move up, you always get a 1, 2, 3 before the next move up. So yeah, we're doing this one. You had a nice three wave inside. So if you took that three wave, if you took that 1, 2, 3, you're doing fantastic. You understand how patterns work and a lot of da 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 da. And yep. Similar to ISRG, similar to ILMN shorts. So these ones are easy money, right? Caterpillar, downside. So these Dow Jones stocks are very important because they actually give one of the potential areas at which we're going to have this bigger correction on the S&P. As soon as we get Caterpillar around this 112 area retests, I'm expecting it to go all the way back up for at least a three wave, right? Before the eventual next short, okay? So this is a very interesting pattern and very important one because this is likely going to be the area where S&P reverses, right? So Caterpillar is very important. Now, if I had one stock to trade to the downside or whatever, it would be DE. And actually, this one is so beautiful because we've been right on the money on this one, man. And this one is just pretty perfect. We were like, it's gonna gap down. We were like using our fallen angel strategy on this one. Then we were like, okay, this is a 1, 2, 2, 3, guys, so we should get the upside. I was in the long, and as soon as it broke this, can come all the way back down. We took some partials right there, took some profits on the down move, and yeah. So now what are you looking at? This down move all the way down, because then you're looking at this three wave. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very simple. Very, very simple. There's nothing to say, right? So this, look at this down move, guys. Don't miss this. This is a lot of money. HD, I was wrong about this being a huge correction for next up move. This is actually starting to be a little bit more dramatic, and it's sad because I have some people who are working at Home Depot and they're getting paid in stocks. They were working when we had this this up move, and I was like, dude, be careful. And now this is happening. So yeah, this is just going to go lower. Uh, guys, I think this is going to go, because we had a nice three wave here, and we're just going lower. So look for downside here. Yep. TXN, and this is just to say also, nevertheless, this was a good buy around that area. It was a good buy. But as soon as you continue to see that it's getting smashed around that area, and yeah, it's not spiking all the way back up, and it's actually getting spiked back down. You have to exit your long and take the loss. So that's what we did, and yeah, it's going lower now. Texas Instrument. This is downside, but again, yeah, this is just downside. I'll put it that way. FedEx downside. I was looking at some stuff here, but yeah, this is just, yeah, this is crazy. This is kind of crazy because yeah, I have some friends in this one as well, so it's kind of sad, but it's that the way it is, man. Uh, yeah, I mean FedEx. I have no clue where it's gonna end, but at this point, I think I would say just wait for this to stall out and then go back up, right? It's gonna stall out at one point before the next up move. And by the way, if you were wondering whether you should trade FDX or UPS, UPS was a much cleaner one, right? UPS, I was calling the short around here, and yeah, it tanked, so that was a nice one. All right, so we did FDX. Let's do healthcare, GNJ. Nice three wave, like I said. I think it was on the first webinar. Yeah, first webinar. I said look for the three wave, guys, and we got it. Did I trade this? No, but Neil did. So very nice to him. I was stuck in the metro, so I didn't even see. But had I been more, you know, had I paid attention, I would be in this short as well. But first, look at the first webinar, guys. 1, 2, 3. Three wave before the next up move. What does look at? Yeah, because look at what J&J did in 2001, 2008, guys. Three wave and then back up. What is J&J doing right now? Right? It's so simple, man. It's so simple. Take a copy of this, guy. Take a copy. Bar patterns. Right? Take a copy, man. Three wave before the next up move. That's what happens in a volatile market. You always get these three waves, man. Doesn't matter how good the business is. I don't care. I had this conversation with my dad. He was like, "Oh, you know, Dragos, because it's all the big. You know why the market is going down? It's because all the big boys are going back in, are in the short now." I'm like, "How do you know? You don't know that the big boys are in the short. You don't know that. You don't have connections to hedge funds. So why do you say that? It's so simple to give a narrative now that it has happened, right? But it's always have you could you have seen this before? And yes, because of the three wave, right? Because of the three wave and because of The fact that VIX is in this $20 to $30 area. I was calling this. It's not because hedge funds are in or whatever. It's because of the patterns. Okay? After a huge up move, you always get a three wave before the next one. So where is J&J going? For sure this is going all the way down. So 117 break before the next up move. Unfortunately, and you know, this is Neil, my boy, my accomplice. So in crime, he took some leaps here. I don't like this trade, but you know, because I'm waiting for this. I'm pretty sure this is going all the way down to 114, 117, and I'm gonna get leaps on J&J there. But for now, I'm not touching J&J at all, like the plague. PFE downside starting finally, but this is so strong that this downside is taking so long. Merck downside, UNH. UNH is a beauty. This is hashtag Martin Shkreli. So look at the first webinar, guys. What was I saying? One. This is so similar to what the market did in the summer. And then you get this next down move, right? Right? So yeah, it happened. There's still some downside left, but 220 is my target, right? And then I don't know. Maybe we go lower because this is, if you look at the weekly, this is just too ridiculous. I mean, come on, from $13 all the way to 200. I mean, UNH might be a typical example of too big to fail, similar to Nvidia. I and you know, you might ask me for targets. I have no clue. If you had asked me, yo, Dragos, do you think Nvidia can go all the way down to 100? I would have been like, hell no, dude. Well, I was wrong, and so this one, man, this one can go all the way down, man, before the next up move. So we'll see. CVS, this one still a good long, but because healthcare is very weak, it's going down for more correction. Okay, so it's going to go lower before the next up move. The up move is going to come because this is never going down. But yeah, this is for now. It's going lower. So CVS is a good short. All right, T. Whoops. My bad. I should have put T next to the other industrials. So T is actually interesting here, guys, and T is actually also very important for the S&P, right? Because it's a very important component. T has been here for what, like a lot of time, right? All the way back in the 1960s, I think. Yeah, no, 1970s, 1980s. So look for this wave all the way down here. The market, I don't think the market is going to reverse until T retests these levels, right? It wants to finish this three wave before the next up move. So again, T, Caterpillar are very important. BA as well. I don't know. Oh yeah, because BA is next to RTN. But let's do BA very quickly because it has the same pattern as the other guys. So BA as well is just going to probably come all the way here, then might spike all the way back up. All right, this is very possible before the next down move. Okay, so this is not turning out to be the pattern that I had predicted, even though I had seen this short coming. But this is starting to look like we actually want to go lower, and this is actually like some kind of ending pattern before some downside, right? Which I had not seen back then, but now I kind of see it now, right? So this is some kind of ending pattern, and then we go all the way down here. So look for BA. When it breaks, I think BA is going to want to break this line around this 280 area. So as soon as you see this go all the way here, look for the bounce and then down, right, for the three wave. And then we're going to get this next short, okay? So that was BA. Let's do Gilead very quickly. So Gilead, like I said, three-wave short. So there's nothing to add here. Again, I explained why this was wrong, but still, it was a good long here because of the three-wave. Very good R to R long, like I said last time, because even though we didn't get this huge up move, we got this up move. So, and it eventually got all the way back down, so you just get out with a small loss. This is one of the case where you get a reasonable loss, and a good trader is going to tell you, hey, that was a good trade, and you just lost some money, right? XOM. So XOM has hit our target, so we're probably going to get some upside. I do think oil is also looking to go up, so we could go all the way up to 100 again. This is just some very heavy speculation. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. It could. So look for that. Okay. We're obviously for this to happen, we're gonna have to wait for the S&P to show some strength. Because we don't want to buy anything if the index doesn't show any strength. So, but as soon as this happens, then we're going to go higher, right? Okay. So BA, we did BA RTN lower. Uh, So yeah, this is just starting to trend down, and it's just going to be a short. So RTN is going to be yeah, it's just in this huge short. So keep on shorting it. LMT as well. So I was expecting this to bounce here. This could have been a three-way for upside, but it wasn't. So this is just a very deep correction at this point. And by the way, guys, you remember this thing I was explaining on S&P? Well, this is what I mean, right? This sharp up wave before the next tank. This is what I want to have on S&P. This sharp, very sharp up wave out of nowhere and then tank, but on a higher time frame, on a higher time frame, like in 5 days, right? In 1 week. Okay, so that's what I meant. So, like I said, if there's one thing to short, guys, it's NOC, because that three wave is pretty easy. All right, so this is happening, like I said in the other webinar. And yeah, this is just a very easy short all the way down. I don't know where this is heading, but for sure it's a short. PG. Okay, so PG is finally showing some signs of weakness, and now we should be shorting this like the plague, because ER is in 1 month. Wait, let me just get rid of this. My bad. Did I have this open all of this time? Okay, anyway, so yeah, so we're going to go all the way down. So look for this short. It's an ABC. So this is what I was saying, guys. Stalling pattern, then all the way down, up, sharp up, and then all the way down. Okay? So look for this all the way down. Alright, we need this to have this to have the stocks, but let's just put it smaller. WMT playing out perfectly. I highlighted this three wave, so it's happening. My friend was like, yeah, but I went to Walmart and they're having exemplar customer service. The patterns don't care about exemplar customer service or whatever bullcrap that is. It's just going to go lower for the three wave, man. It's all investor stuff before the next up move. The big boys create pattern in the market. That's what I studied, and this is what's going to happen, right? After a huge parabolic up move, you always get a three wave. After a huge parabolic up move, you always get a three wave. It's just mandatory, man. Happens in Bitcoin, it happens in every market. Target, it's going to go all the way here to 40, so look for that short. Okay, cost, it's just going to go lower. Where it's going to end when target is going to be at 40, because this has nothing clear. But when target is at 40, Costco is going to be a good buy. NOW, let's do cloud very quickly. So NOW, huge short coming in the works, guys. So you definitely want to be short that guy, because this is just a lot of money. I think we're going all the way down. Okay. We had this pattern, and now we're just trending to the downside. Adobe. So Adobe, very, very easy. We get this down move, and yeah, it's just, a lot of people are gonna say, yo, my buddy, he's the successful hedge fund manager. He's long Adobe right here. You should be long. Nah, man. No, absolutely not. Just look at the monthly, man. Are you serious? I'm never gonna long this. Now I have to be worried about this. So it's just it's not a good time to be long Adobe. That's all I'm gonna say. Twitter, I was expecting it to go all the way up. It didn't. But this this plays perfectly for me because I believe this down move on the S&P is just complete fear. All right, it's just completely out of fear and out of news. So I'm happy if Twitter goes back down because I'm gonna get some equity, man. At this point, I'm very much considering taking equity on Twitter because if it goes lower here, then this is very in lower than 20. It's going to be a very good buy for the next leg up because a lot of people are going to still use Twitter and etc. Right? All right, let's do workday. So workday downside, but I wouldn't short this. This has actually a lot of relative strength compared to Adobe and now. So be short the other guys. CRM as well. So CRM is just a short as well, but yeah, I would rather short NOW than this. Um, and where do you see this pattern on stocks like Visa, MA? So yeah, and by the way, guys, this is also going to be a very important stock because I'm expecting this to just be a one wave down. So a CRM is also so we got CRM, BA, Caterpillar, and what's the other guy? I don't remember. Anyway, so this is also going T. So this is also going to be a very important guy for when the market wants to reverse. So as soon as we're gonna get the CRM at 114, then we're gonna get this up move, right? So if CRM goes, we're projecting CRM to go up all the way back up to 144. This means upside on S&P for sure, right? So be wary when CRM goes all the way here. Look for upside on S&P. Okay. Shopify in this downtrend, so you can buy whenever it comes here and short whenever it goes all the way back up here. So this is just a very simple one. PayPal is a very, very simple three-wave short, right? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It's just too simple, man. 1, 2, 3, and then tank. So it's going to go all the way down to 60. Spotify finally it's going down to what its true value is worth. Maybe $20. I don't know. I'm just joking, but yeah, I've been looking for this short for a long while, and if we do see a very sharp reversal in the market, I'm going to start stacking some short on this because finally I'm seeing some. Because when you see this, you're in your head, you're like, yes, a short is brewing. Because I was short right here. After it released I employed my gap and crap strategy because it was into the expected move, and I was like, guys, it's gonna gap and crap, right? Because we're looking at this pattern. It was all good. We made some good money, but I wanted this. I wanted this. I wanted this immediately, right? We came all the way back down. We came all the way back down. We created the three wave. It was messy, man, and I hate it when they do that, right? This is I hate it when they do that, but it's part of the trading game. And now they're actually tanking it to its true value. So I'm just gonna have to wait patiently for a pullback and then take the next short. Now, can this drop? Yes, it's possible. Can this just drop like right now? Yes. It can waterfall. Okay. Because it does look like a waterfall, right? Chew. Chew. Right? And I don't even know if I compare this to APU. No, I didn't compare this to APU. Anyway, Roku. Uh, I mean it's cheap. You can start buying. That's all I'm gonna say because it's down. Obviously, if you're a trader and you're trading options, then don't buy here because there's no momentum to the upside. But as soon as you get a pop from this trend line and you start to see a sideways, then look for the upside. But until then, this is just grinding lower. But we did get the correction that we were looking at this year. SQ going lower. Uh, Nothing else to say here. Eventually, it's gonna bounce. So look for the stocks that I told you guys about to look for when the bounce is going to happen. But again, you see sharp up, very very sharp up wave. You think this is going to reverse all the way up, but nope, it's getting smashed, right? Okay, let's do retail very quickly, like apparel. So like you guys know, I'm a very big apparel fan, but it's not working out right now because yeah, the market is just tanking. So nobody cares about clothes when the market's tanking. So AOE might be a very big short, but I don't think it's gonna come to two. So I'm very not inclined to make this forecast, but it could happen. Uh, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Anyway, I mean AOE at $6 again. It's just unimaginable. But hey, if it happens, I'm a buyer for sure. Lulu, more downside, I guess. This is also a case where a parabolic move happened. So my target for Lulu is $80. So when we get another sharp wave up like this, look for the short all the way to $80. Okay. ANF downside, UAA downside. I got a three wave at least, but it's just continued to go lower because of like I said, this is a good company. They're trying to reverse their merchandises and all that stuff. But it's just not working, man. It's just not what we need right now in the market. URBN still the huge short. Guess uh, completed the pattern, and we could look for upside right now, but I'm not touching anything. Ralph Lauren short. Okay, so this could go lower, but it's just a short. Goose going down because of the news, but again another example of a parabolic move that is getting eaten. So this is a good short. Nike three wave downside. It's going to go lower, but this is a very good company to long when it's going to the S&P is going to reverse, right? Signa downside. Again, nobody cares about jewels when S&P is dropping, right? Tapestry downside. But I do have some of my colleagues working there, um, and they're I know this is a good company, so company wise it's good, but market wise they don't want that at all. Tiffany best retail short, so you should be focusing on this one. I've been I've been telling people to short this from everywhere, and you should be in this if you want to short some retail, right? Tilly's nothing interesting. Coors nothing interesting. Weed is going to go lower. So it's, again, the same thing. Characteristics of a bear market, guys. Sharp down move, sharp counter trend, gets eaten all the way back down very, very slowly. Sharp up move, gets eaten back down slowly, 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 slowly before the next up move. Okay? So we're gonna get in this big, big sideways down, man. We're going all the way down. You've seen this on the crypto market. You've seen this in S&P. It should be clear by now, guys. This is how parabolic moves happen, and it's gonna be clear for like when what's its name the virtual reality stocks come out. The other big technology breakthrough are going to come out. It's all going to be the same thing. So short, 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 uh, but short. But at any point, you might get this up move again. Up, right? like this, and then the next grind to the downside again, right? For the next up move. Cron, downside. Again, I don't know why. Um, yeah, I don't know why the trading view does that, but whatever. Okay, we're going all the way down to 5, and then we're going to go up again. So look for that. Cron is going to be in this sideways. So every time it breaks this low, buy. Every time it comes high, short. Very simple. Fire for my boys in Canada, short. Starbucks. This is a good company to still hold, but yeah, it's just because the market is going lower, it's going to come down. But it's definitely a good keep for the long term. Okay. All right, let's see. No questions. APU. Yo, you want me to do APU? All right, I'll do APU for you just right now. So again, this is for GMP because we've made 2,000% on the puts. So yeah, this is just this is classic, man. Again, it's the same thing. And right now I'm gonna take maybe 5 to 10 minutes just to explain what I'm saying when I'm thinking something is going to go down. So this is just because I saw this on Apple, I saw this on Amazon. It's everywhere, guys. When the market wants to go in a bear market, this is what happens. You have this huge down move, which is followed by a huge counter trend to the upside. Now you're thinking that, hey, we're going to go higher, right? People are going to be like, yo, this up move, man, we're going higher. No, because it's you can call it a fake or you can call it I called it a manipulative bounce or whatever because I think they're trying to get the last longs. But here you see we go back up, the market has no follow up, and eventually here you get a sharp wave up which is followed by a smaller lower degree correction. And now here I was sensing weakness. All right, it's like in poker when you sense that someone is weak. I was sensing weakness here. I was like, man, this thing is weak, and I didn't even know what the company was. I didn't even know what the hell the company was. I just saw this on the thing at ER right there at 35, and I was like, yo, GMP, you want to troll play? Let's take 30 P's for Jen. I was like, yo, GMP, Jason, let's take 30 P's for Jen. It it tanked on. I was like, maybe this thing tanks on ER. Did it tank on ER? Yes. It went all the way back up. GMP texts me. He's like, yo, bro, I can't study. I have I can't trade the market. I have some exams, but I'm still holding those APUs. I'm like, okay. Then I see this going back up, and I'm like, what? And I forgot about these puts, but then started tanking, and then JMP texts me. He's like, "Yo, we're ITM." I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Yo, you're right. We're ITM on those puts. We're in the money, man." And this is just downside. And I didn't even know what was going on. But it has to do with the fact that this is because of some fires in California or whatever, and it's the same thing as PCG, right? The thing that tanked recently, right? So yeah, this is just the characteristics of the bear market, man. Again, I'm gonna cover Apple if you want. Why were we short right there? Because again, it's similar to the first webinar, guys. 1, 2, 3, up, goes all the way back down. 1, 2, 3. You see this getting into a congestion. You're like, okay, we're looking for this, right? And it just happened. It's very simple. But again, what happens here? And this is similar to APU, guys. What happens here? You think that the three wave ends here and for us to tank. What happened? We gap down, and they bring it all the way back up. This is similar to APU. As soon as I saw this, I had a slight grin on my face because I was understanding what was happening. This, as soon as you see this in a corrective pattern, you're like, this is over. This is going to go down. So this is why I was telling all my guys, yo, I was telling Richard, I was telling JMP, I was like, guys, load up Apple puts right there. because we're tanking. Okay? And again, you can see the sharp up wave here. You see, so the down move, if you look at you're looking back at it, this was a tough short. This was a tough short because the up moves were sharp. You might have got taken out because I was taking some profits around this area. But yeah, if you were holding, man, this was definitely scary. Um, Again, we were in the short right here, again, and it came all the way back up, and I got some flack because it went all the way back up. But could I have seen this? No, I'm expecting this. I don't care about that. I'm expecting that. So, it was a tough short for sure. But did it happen? Yes. Okay. And I'm not giving anybody like, oh, this is how we should trade this, because it was very tough to trade, and you might have just gotten scalps. I know some people were like, oh man, I could have made so much more money had I held. But the thing is that, yeah, even a bear market is tough, because how do you know when this pump is going to end? How do you know when this is going to end before the next down move? It's very tough. It's a very tough thing to trade. Okay? So don't feel bad. All right, let's do win. So win, shoutouts to Neil for the short. So yeah, we've retested this. We might go lower. So I mean, as long as S&P goes lower, this is going down, right? There's nothing else to add. And yeah. But this is still going to go back up in the bigger picture. It's just when. BlackBerry for my dad. So like I told him, yo, wait for BlackBerry to go all the way back to 4. I had this forecast a long time ago, because you need this 3-wave, man. You need this 3-wave. And this is how smaller tech stocks like BlackBerry, GoPro, Snapchat, eventually Spotify, okay? And this is why I think Spotify is a huge short, because I think Spotify, and it's totally a crazy forecast that I'm going to make. I think Spotify is a company that will eventually end at $10. Okay, but it's this crazy forecast because now it's at 100, but I just don't understand this valuation. Anyway, so wait for BlackBerry to go all the way to 4. Okay, and when it comes to 4, then you can look for the buy, but not until then. Okay, let's do Duke. Very surprising that utilities went down that much, like in a flash. But yeah, it's just I think it's a buy around this area. If you see a correction, look for the next wave up. Okay. DHR downside, nothing to say. Healthcare is very weak right now. Avgo still a short, so look for this short. IRBT, WDC, let's do this one. This is just very nice. We're almost at target, by the way. So as soon as it gets to 30s, look for buys. Hashtag Sanshon. IRBT downside. And let's do a quick one. Amgen, which I like the downside as well. So this is also another one, guys. Downside, sharp up wave again. And I'm kind of stressing this one, but this is very, very akin is a good word, akin to bear markets, because now we had this sharp wave up, so now we just grind to the downside all the way down. Target 140. Okay, so don't miss this short. But if you're in ILMN or ISRG with me, then you don't want more healthcare shorts, but I do think this one is a good one, right? So look at that one, okay? And again, if you want another example of this sharp wave up that I was talking about, guys, is this one. And this one was very confusing for me, because I was looking for the short on Amazon around this area, right? I was like, oh, this is going to tank. But what happened? What happened, guys? We had this sharp up move. Again, characteristics of a bear market, sharp up moves. When you think it's going to die, you get this sharp up move, and then bang, bang, there goes your move. But this move was like, oh, man, I'm wrong. We might go all the way back up and we might go to 2.2k. But nope. Nope. We actually tank, right? So, it's a very tough market to trade, definitely, but you get some really good scalps here and there like we did. We had some small difficulties by taking some calls when we shouldn't have, like this Friday, but we still made some profits overall. So I'm very happy for last week. And yeah, like I said, guys, look at what I said at the beginning of the webinar. Also, one last thing I want to tell you guys is that another way, if you look at the way S&P has reversed back in this time. Okay, no, let's go on S&P actually. The non-futures chart is that what did you get? What did you get? Wait, no, that's not good. Let's go on Amazon maybe. Yeah, Amazon is much cleaner. So if you look at what happened here is that how will Amazon reverse? Or how will other stocks reverse? Is that they're going to gap down huge, right? You see this huge gap down, but then they're going to get immediately bought at open. All right, so this is something else to keep in mind. So we got three factors to know when the stock market is likely to reverse this downtrend is huge gap down on the big names, the big blue chips, and then reversal at open, like huge buying. And I've seen this in 2008 as well. Or we look for the key areas on like CRM, CAT and Co. All these stocks that I mentioned in the webinar. And one last thing that I don't remember, but yeah, on the S&P 500 chart, but I don't remember. But I do think this is going to come because again, the yen is looking to die soon. So for a smaller pullback, okay, before the actual tank. So yeah, that's been it, guys. Have a nice trading week. And yeah, hopefully you liked this. Let me see if there's question on YouTube. Nope. All right. So yep, I'll go right now and have a nice week. And hopefully you make a lot of money, guys. All right. Take care. Peace.